Eternity in a Day is a 1998 film directed by Theo Angelopoulos. It's a story of Alexandros, a writer who is forced to quit his regular life and admit himself to a hospital where he expects to die due to a terminal illness. The movie shows us Alexandros' final day before he admits himself to a hospital as the pain caused by his illness becomes unmanageable. It pictures his reluctance to leave, his desperate attempts at prolonging his last day on Earth, his last day of life as he knows it. On his last day, the man reflects on his life's mistakes and tries, for the last time, to grasp some meaning.
Έγιναν όλα τόσο γρήγορα. Εκείνος ο ύποπτος πόνος, η επιμονή μου να μάθω, να ξέρω. Και έπειτα το σκοτάδι. Η σιωπή γύρω μου. Η σιωπή. Όλα έδειχναν ότι πριν τελειώσει ο χειμώνας, με τις ανάρες φιγούρες των καραβιών στα ξαφνικά ανοίγματα του ουρανού, τις βόλτες των ερωτευμένων στην παραλία, στο ηλιόγερμα και την υποκριτική υπόσχεση της άνοιξης. Όλα έδειχναν ότι πριν τελειώσει ο χειμώνας, το μόνο που λυπάμαι, Άννα, το μόνο αραγή, είναι ότι δεν πρόλαβα σχεδόν τίποτα.
The film explores the concept of isolation and exile through a number of different perspectives, one of which is a self-imposed alienation through work. Our main protagonist lives in regret of having isolated himself from the world and especially from his family by prioritizing his poetic career and intellectual pursuits over relationships. He dedicated himself to crafting words, but this pursuit, though it might appear noble, kept him at a distance from people and from direct experiences of love and family life. In this way, his exile isn't a physical separation, but an emotional one. He becomes, in essence, an outsider to his own life, someone who observed and intellectualized life rather than fully participating. There are many scenes where Alexandros reflects on lost moments with his wife and loved ones, revealing regret over choosing work over personal connection. He recognizes that he sacrificed intimacy and warmth for the solitary, introspective life of a poet.
Πού? Στο νησί, Άννα. Άννα.
This realization creates a deep sense of isolation as he faces the end of his life with regret, understanding that the people he neglected cannot be retrieved or replaced. As a poet, Alexandros spent his life searching for meaning, grappling with words and ideas that attempt to capture the human experience. Yet this lifelong pursuit seems to have left him disconnected from life itself, as if his constant focus on language, meaning, and abstraction had prevented him from experiencing life in its raw, unmediated form. The films of Angelopoulos often explore themes of displacement and exile in both personal and political terms. Alexandros' exile also resonates with a broader, universal sense of alienation, echoing the displacement experienced by the young refugee boy. Though Alexandros' isolation is self-imposed, it connects symbolically with the displacement and marginalization experienced by refugees and those who have been cut off from their homelands. Interacting with the boy, Alexandros confronts a different kind of exile, one caused by external forces rather than personal choices. This helps him see his own isolation in a broader, more compassionate light and to recognize the common human need for connection and belonging, regardless of circumstances. When we look at Alexandros' relationship with the boy on a surface level, we may see a man trying to help a child who's in deep trouble. However, the more the relationship develops, the more obvious it becomes that Alexandros needs the boy just as much as the boy needs him, if not more.
Yeah.
Μείνε μαζί μου. Έχεις 2 ώρες μέχρι να φύγει το πλοίο. Και έχω μόνο τούτη τη νύχτα. Μείνε μαζί μου.
Φοβάμαι.
Κι εγώ φοβάμαι. Μείνε μαζί μου. Μείνε μαζί μου. Μείνε μαζί μου.
Throughout the film, the boy is an enigmatic character who appears at key moments, offering help or guidance in ways that seem well beyond his age or understanding. He serves as a bridge between the physical world and the world Alexandros is moving toward. The boy's interactions with Alexandros leads our main protagonists to important realizations and encounters, which can be seen as a part of metaphysical or spiritual journey. His presence in the film, especially in moments of transition, hints at a role similar to that of an angel or a guide, ushering the protagonist through his final days and helping him navigate the emotional and existential terrain of his life and death. There's also a character of a mysterious poet who appears throughout the film almost like a ghost in Alexandros' imagination. This poet is based on Dionysios Solomos, a 19th century Greek poet best known for writing the hymn to liberty, which became the Greek national anthem. His work often explores themes of freedom, identity, and search for meaning, which aligns with the film's central themes. Alexandros' attempt to complete the manuscript that Solomos did not manage to finish reflects his own desire to leave something meaningful behind. The character of the poet also underlines the pointlessness of trying to grasp meaning simply because meaning is different depending on who you ask. Finding true meaning is a trap that puzzled poets and thinkers throughout the ages. In this case, the poet is just another example of a man who struggled in the same manner as we see Alexandros struggle in the movie. Even though he finished his hymn to liberty, a piece that he thought would validate his existence, he felt compelled to take up another project, and another, and the next, only to leave an unfinished manuscript at the very end anyway. The fact that Alexandros feels obliged to pick up and finish the poet's manuscript shows us that no matter how many projects we finish, we'll never be able to be satisfied with ourselves in the end. There will always be another goal to aim at, another mountain to climb. The film suggests that this is a trap that distracts us from what's truly important in life. The scene where Alexandros boards a bus with the young Albanian boy doesn't feel like a regular bus ride. It feels more like a journey between realms, between life and death, the past and the present. The bus is filled with people who look solemn and detached, almost as if they too are traveling through memories or toward an unknown destination. The bus journey symbolizes Alexandros' final transition, a journey into the afterlife, or at least into a state where he reconciles himself with his past, his regrets, and the inevitability of death. The people on the bus may represent individuals from his memories or parts of himself that he has left behind or lost. The bus scene is also significant because it ties back to the film's title. Alexandros is, in a sense, reaching the end of his day, a single lifetime, yet his memories and reflections imply an eternity of connections, experiences, and unfulfilled desires.
Καθαρότα τον ήλιο επρομηνούσε, της αυγής το δροσάτο ύστερο αστέρι, σύγνεφο καταχνιά δεν επερνούσε, του ουρανού σε κανένα από τα μέρη, και από εκεί κινημένο άργο φυσούσε, τόσο γλυκό στα πρόσωπο τα αέρι, που λες και λέει μες της καρδιάς τα φύλλα, γλυκιά η ζωή, και γλυκιά η ζωή.
Πες μου, πόσο κρατάει το αύριο?
Returning to his old house represents a reunion with his past, a time when he was deeply connected to his loved ones, especially his wife. The scene where everyone's dancing in an almost heavenly realm suggests a moment of transcendence where Alexandros is briefly immersed in an idealized timeless space, a place where love and connection are preserved, untouched by the ravages of time. However, this fleeting vision of reunion is ultimately disrupted. Despite the warmth and closeness of his wife and friends, Alexandros is left alone at the very end, hearing his mother's calls, a sound that bookends the film. This repetition of his mother's voice from beginning to the end serves as a reminder that no matter how much one seeks to hold on to the past or tries to escape the inevitability of death, the cyclical nature of time and existence cannot be avoided. His return to solitude in the end reinforces the sense that we can never fully recapture the past or transcend the loneliness that often accompanies the end of life. And so the ending of Eternity in a Day strongly suggests that despite our deepest desires for connection and fleeting moments of idealized reunion, we ultimately face death alone. However, the ethereal, almost heavenly vision of reunion with loved ones, where Alexandros is dancing with his wife and is surrounded by his close ones, makes the process easier. The fact that the people he loved are there to help him ease the fear of death comes as a great consolation. Eternity in a Day is one of those movies I am glad to have watched all by myself. That way I didn't have to hide my emotions and I could truly appreciate its depth. One scene, however, where Alexandros kisses his wife on the beach during one of his nostalgic recollections hit me particularly hard. That's because at that moment I realized that no matter how hard we work on different projects, how much we struggle and how long we live, in the end the only thing that matters is perhaps a day or two that we have once experienced with the person we loved. Oddly enough, our brains will forever idealize that one snapshot, one day in our lives when we were truly happy. Notice how each time Alexandros remembers his wife, he sees her frozen in time. Same dress, same hair, same age, same makeup, same everything. He barely thinks of anything but her. All of the projects he's been occupied with throughout his entire life hold no weight when faced with the ultimate reality of death. We tend to overestimate the time we have with the people we love as we continue to chase ghosts, projects, perfect bodies, or money. Meanwhile, we are missing the true essence of life, being here and now, sharing life with the people we love and being as present as possible while we're at it. Being grateful each time we can stay in bed and cuddle a little bit longer on the weekends, each time we get to eat breakfast and have coffee together. Being grateful for our health, our life, and our love. These moments are just that, moments. Life goes on relentlessly and nothing stays the same. Eternity in a Day has taught me that life is merciless, lonely and unexpectedly. If we fail to remain present and take life for what it is, a collection of tiny snapshots, moments and emotions, then we will live under an illusion, believing that we can stay in the same place forever, only to find out at the very end that we have missed it all and have never truly lived. If you've enjoyed this video, then please consider hitting the like button, as it helps me get noticed by the algorithm. If you'd like to see more movie reviews and movie recommendations like this in the future, then please also consider subscribing. It's a risk-free investment on your part that might help you find new movies and new perspectives. And it's completely free.